In this video, I'm going to show you how we can allocate and assign categories to products in the PIM. There are a number of ways to do it. In my test data, this is another tenant, but I've effectively exported these items. I've created these categories in my demo tenant, which we saw in the last video, and now I'm just going to import a file. So the file that I've got is basically these products here. So I'm just going to do a quick import so you can see how this works. And in this, although I'm not going to import the main category, I could, but effectively what I want to do is create them and then just show you how you allocate a category to these products and then what happens next. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the products, import the file, browse to my farmer file that I just had, PIM category training. These ones, I'm going to create new records because I know they're not there. And then I'm just going to do some mapping. I'm going to leave the main category as .map because I want to do this manually in the update. I think I've got them all now. So anything within the file hopefully should be mapped. I exported them so the columns should match up. Although they don't necessarily, it's just a mapping exercise. So let's just make sure that we've got going. I think I'm happy with that, but it will actually tell me. So I just want to do that. There are no pig lists in there. And basically it will warn me if I've made any mistakes in the mapping. I'll just submit. No, we're all good. Your import's been queued. Results will be emailed to you. So let's have a quick look at my email. Has it happened? Yeah, there you go. I uploaded that file. We created the 5 records that I wanted to create. So let's have a quick look. Go back to the dashboard. Yeah, we've got some products sitting here that go in. We can start to see it's brought some. Got some work to do there. Some stuff around, but basically, yeah, and it's done what I wanted it to do. Not include this category field. So the next thing I'm going to do is just show you how to allocate these products into the relevant categories. You can already see that it's brought through the default text bars that are associated with that. What I will do is just create a specific text bar, config bar, so you can see how that works in a minute as well. But effectively, I've got 2 areas where I can attach products. So the first thing I'm going to do is do it here in main category. So I'm just going to check which ones I'm doing. Let's just get my farmer items up. Products into here. I know I called them pH. Blah, blah. So we just search for them. So I'm going to show you different ways of how you can do individual items, associating them with categories, doing it by the mass update button, or just attaching one. So there are different ways you can do it. So as you can see within what we've just brought in, and we've got this anxiety drugs, we've got 2 here, we've got a couple more that need different allocations. So I'm going to just do this first one, which is anxiety drugs. So I can go into the product. I can see that it's got no main category, and there's nothing under the category bar. So there's 2 ways to do this. I could actually just edit by pressing this green button over here, finding the category. So Not quite sure which one we're looking for. Anxiety drugs. Use the search bar to do it, select it, and whatever. Or I could just type in anxiety, 3 letters into there, and just save it. Okay, so in that instance, I've now brought this one through. The next one I'll do by just showing you a slightly different way. So let's just move on to number 2. So in this way, I'm just going to attach a category to it. So the anti-rheumatics one. So anti, I can spell anti search. That should find it. So it's that one there. Attach the selected. I still need to allocate it to the main category. The reason we have categories is that although we have a main category, which is the one that's used throughout the system for many things, different marketing, different teams might want to allocate multiple different categories to products for e-commerce purposes or reporting purposes. They want to look at the data, a product sale in different ways. So the system allows you to do that. So we're just going to do some so we need to assign it to a prime. It's that one actually, which it should have been there. So anti-rheumatic drugs. Yeah, we've got that one. So the third one, I'm just going to do in a slightly different way. I'm just going to use the mass, and you can see it's just starting to build this through. These next two, I'm just going to use a mass update just to show that particular point, because you might have 100 parts that you want to allocate to a particular category. Might be for new products or a big import or whatever, which you can do that. So you can select them from your list, use the mass update inbuilt process. You can see that I've got on the page, if a field's not on the page, remember you can go to this design, find the field and add it to the page if it doesn't exist. But effectively, I'm just going to our mass update, and for these, I want them to be anti-inflammatories. So I could either do inflammatories, there it is there. I could use the search button to find it, inflam. So, and then just select it, save it, and then what we'll see is the two are actually now updated. And just to finish this off, I'm just going to go to the last one. And in this instance, I'm just going to edit and allocate immune globulin. So globulin. So we'll use the quick method and save that down. And what we've done is we've got all of our categories here. So if I go back to my category list, and just go back to my tree list, into my pharmaceuticals, as you can see, I've got all of my 5 items as I go through looking at that. So that's how you allocate categories in the PIM.